Now on YouTube, it's time for some alternative commentary action with the Commentary Hub.
There's headed by Moreno, and it's 2-1 to Arsenal.
Look at that point! Goal for Manchester City!
Takes this corner, whips it in, it's headed and it's a goal, and it's that man, Gabriel.
Liverpool have equalised. Lovely improvisational touch from Curtis Jones.
Oh, what a goal! Wow, take it out!
Welcome to the Commentary Hub coverage here of the Premier League. It's Matchday 23 at Old Trafford. My name is Matt Roberts and I'm ready to bring you Manchester United bang in form against Fulham. Both sides looking to progress in the Premier League towards those European places at the end of the season. Manchester United now with Michael Carrick in charge. Fulham led out by Marco Silva. And it should be an absolute cracker here on this Sunday afternoon. As mentioned, Man United bang in form. 2 wins in the last 2 since Michael Carrick took over the reins to the end of the season. A really impressive win at home against Manchester City, and then an equally impressive win away at league leaders Arsenal last time out. Fulham also coming into the game in good form. A win last time out against Brighton. Did have a little blip away at Leeds on the 17th of January, but since then they've been in really good touch in the Premier League. Only 1 defeat in the last 8. Team news. No real big headlines. Both sides make 1 change. Cunha comes in for Dorgu for Man United and Chukwueze in for Kevin. The full lineups will be as follows. Carrick sticking with his very familiar 4-2-3-1 for Manchester United. It's Lomans in goal with a back 4 of Dalot, Maguire, Martinez and Shaw. The incredibly experienced Casemiro sits in midfield with Kobbie Mainoo. And Ahmad and Cunha providing the width with captain Bruno Fernandes in behind Brian Mbeumo. Marco Silva is going to match up Michael Carrick, a 4-2-3-1 for his Fulham side as well. German bird Leno in goal with a back 4 of Castagna, captain Anderson, Cuenca and Robinson the back 4. Iwobi and Berg will screen in front of the defence with Chukwueze on the right hand side, Smith Rowe on the left with Wilson, who is incredibly in form in behind Raul Jimenez. Both benches will Bayendir, Heaven, Yoro, Mazraoui, Malacia, Ugarte, Sesko, Xerxes and Lacey for Manchester United. And the Fulham bench is Leconte, Bassi, Tete, Sessegnon, Reed, King, Kearney, QCSR and Kevin. Few injuries for both sides. De Ligt still out injured for Man United and Dorgu now out for pretty long term with that hamstring injury after scoring in both games under Michael Carrick. Fulham are without new signing Oscar Bob, who still has a hamstring injury but has made the switch from Manchester United's rivals Manchester City. Sasa Lucic and Muniz still out injured for the Whites. So we're pretty much nearly ready to go here at Old Trafford. Man United in their traditional red shirts, Fulham in their home kit of white shirts, and it should be a fantastic game. Our referee this afternoon is John Brooks and the VAR is James Bell, and it'll be interesting to see whether Michael Carrick can keep up this fantastic run as Manchester United boss. 2 wins since coming in. Has previously been caretaker manager, where he had 3 games and unbeaten, but we are pretty much ready to get underway, and it's going to be Fulham shooting from right to left, and it's Iwobi to knock the ball back into the defence, and it's sent forward long straight away up towards Jimenez. The ball's returned by Manchester United but sent long again and headed away by Maguire, brought down nicely by Mbeumo, and United will be away on the right hand side with Ahmad. No real room in front of him, so he turns back and gives the ball to Harry Maguire. Back in favour at Manchester United since the change of manager. The United were just settling into their rhythm with plenty of possession in the back line. Ball out right to Dalot. who returns it to Harry Maguire. No real press from Fulham straight away. Maguire switches it over to the left-hand side. Asks a little bit of Luke Shaw, but good touch from the England fullback. He'll return that to Martinez. Strange opening minute here from Fulham. Fulham just happy just to sit in their shape and allow Manchester United the possession at the back. And very narrow defensive line from Fulham as the ball is worked into Mainu, who looks up and spreads it out right towards Diallo. Diallo takes it down, knocks it up the line to Bruno Fernandes. Fakes the cross and then works it inside in towards the box, but cleared away by Iwobi. And that'll be for Chukwueze to try and bring clear, but good tackle from Diogo Dalot. And the ball is back with Harry Maguire in the heart of the defence for Manchester United. Fulham just going to try and sit back and soak up as much pressure early on and try and hit United on the break, it seems. Maguire sends a long ball out towards Shaw on the left-hand side, but far too much on it. And that will go out of play for a throw-in over on the far side for Fulham. Timothy Castagna will grab the ball from the crowd, start working his way up the line, and then turns around and throws the ball back to Captain Anderson, who returns it to Bernd Leno in the Fulham goal. Leno in all light blue this afternoon. Nice interplay from the left side of Fulham, and Iwobi picks up the ball, but under pressure is forced to go back in to Cuenca at the heart of the defence, and that's played out right to Castagna, the incredibly experienced Belgian fullback for Fulham. Man United as well, just doing the same. Bit of a chess match going on in the first 3 minutes here. United not looking to press, and Fulham just happy to keep possession in the back line. It's the American Robinson who moves it forward up towards Iwobi on halfway, under pressure from Casemiro, so he will then force that back into the defence. And then a long ball out to the right hand side, and Castagna finds Harry Wilson for his first touch. Wilson forced back on halfway and finds Sander Berg. Berg then plays it back to Cuenca in the defensive line for Fulham. And Fulham will work it all the way back to Leno. So 3 minutes gone at Old Trafford, still goalless, no chances in the opening 3 minutes, but plenty of defensive play from both as Fulham now venture into the Man United half. It's Chukwueze attacking the corner of the box on the left-hand side. Forced wide by Casemiro, so he returns the ball to Robinson, who goes past the Brazilian midfielder and then will deliver a cross in, left-footed towards the back post. Headed away by Shaw, will only fall as far as Anderson, who hit the half volley from 25 yards out, and that will go high into the Stretford end behind the goal. Anderson, whose last Premier League goal was whilst he was playing for Crystal Palace in September 23, was still happy to take on the shot. Hasn't actually scored a goal for Fulham since March 2021. Was here on loan before ending up at Crystal Palace. Now back at the London side for the last couple of seasons and captain. Sandro Martinez brings the ball away for Man United and into the Fulham half. Finds Kobbie Mainoo, who progresses the ball outright to Diallo, who's going to run into the box and gets onto his left foot and shoots towards goal, and that forces the first save of the afternoon. And Fulham can scramble it away and it will be cleared up towards the halfway line. Good strike from Ahmad, who's back from AFCON duty. Forced a good save out of Bernd Leno, just slightly too close to the keeper in the end. Mainoo's pass has been picked off by Iwobi, who then tries to spread the ball out towards Raul Jimenez, but far too much on that, and that will roll all the way through to Senna Lomans in the United goal. The first strike in anger in this match. Castagna steals it off of Cunha on the halfway line, and Cunha will fight back, but Fulham still in possession. Iwobi can pick up on the corner box but loses his footing, and Man United will inject a bit of pace and break away. Luke Shaw up towards the halfway line, drifts in field and then sends it over to the right hand side where Dalot finds Ahmad. Ahmad, whose shot was saved just a moment ago, plays the ball in field to Cunha. Fulham now back in their shape and the pace of the attack drops away. Mbuemo dropping deep, trying to link the play, ends up pulling the ball out to Diallo, and the ball back to Mbuemo, flicks it towards Cunha, but well defended by Fulham. They'll try and break away. Neat triangles in their own half, and then a long ball from Iwobi out towards Harry Wilson, who will retrieve the ball on the right side of the box, brings it down with his left foot, finds Chukwueze in the box, who shifts it onto his left foot. His shot is blocked, and then incredibly delayed. The offside flag goes up in the initial move from Harry Wilson. Obviously with the VAR protocols, the offside has to be delayed. It was incredibly tight, but probably the right decision in the end. But Chukwueze's shot didn't come to anything. Good block in there between Mainu and Maguire. Two players back in favour at Man United since the change of manager. You've got to wonder whether both Harry Maguire and Kobbie Mainu will be eyeing up that England squad, having a good run in the second half of this season before the World Cup. Will they be part of Thomas Tuchel's plans as Mbuemo breaks away on the left hand side, right down by the corner flag? Good defensive work by Castagna, and Fulham will come away. Ball in towards Harry Wilson, who's starting on this right hand side for Fulham this afternoon. He plays it up the line towards Jimenez. Luke Shaw will wrestle with the Mexican striker and wins it back. And then Maguire sends the ball forward to Fernandes, who just not happy to turn around and give it back to Casemiro. And United will keep control. Martinez comes forward on the left-hand side. Into the centre circle for Harry Maguire. Very static again from both sides as Casemiro sends the ball forward to Bruno Fernandes, who moves it on to Ahmad. It goes round the outside of Robinson, gets towards the dead ball line, and we'll have our first corner of the afternoon on this near side. The cross canning it into Sanderberg, and that'll be behind for a corner to the home team, right in front of the away fans. And it's Brian Mbuemo enthusiastically sprinting across to take this delivery. Maguire and Martinez coming forward. Luke Shaw also in the box. United, who have got a good set-piece record, the second most in the Premier League scored this season. Right arm raised from Mbuemo as he steps forward and sends a left-footed in-swinger towards the back post. It's headed down by Maguire, and it's forced a save from the German Leno. Was straight at him at the end, and now Fulham look to try and break away with Martinez. Ball in towards Harry Wilson, but it's going to be too strong. And Diego Dallo back in his own half manages to retrieve the ball back for the home side. Fulham back in their defensive shape as Martinez then sends a ball long towards Mbuemo, brings it down, he's through one-on-one, then goes down under the tackle of Anderson. Ball still bouncing around and then into the hands of keeper Leno. No offside flag. Mbuemo looks bemused that he hasn't been fouled. It was Cuenca on the wrong side, did take the ball, but from behind you see those sort of fouls given. Could have potentially been in the penalty area as well. VAR will have a look, but we are back underway as the ball didn't exit the field of play. It's Fulham in possession high up on the left-hand side of the Manchester United defensive half, and they work it back to the centre-back pairing of Cuenca and Anderson. As Cuenca then sends a long ball for Smith Rowe to sprint onto. He's not going to get there, but Chukwueze does keep it in down by the dead ball line on the left-hand side. Gets towards the edge of the area. Has Dallo in front of him, so plays it back for Wilson, but good defensive work from Ahmad to then come and clear the ball away. Now be out of play on the right-hand side for a Manchester United throw. Really bold tackle from Jorge Cuenca. Did touch the ball, but looked like he took Mbuemo down with him. Really interesting one. One of those ones where it was in the box as well. I feel that if referee John Brooks had given it, it wouldn't have been overturned. But then not enough to overturn his on-field decision of no penalty. Both sides having a little bit of success with that long ball over the top. Both sides trying to play a fairly high line. And Mbuemo, who has scored in both of Michael Carrick's games as manager. Would have felt that he was in on goal for a third, but judged to have been tackled fairly as Fulham have the ball on the halfway line. 10 minutes gone here at Old Trafford. Iwobi in possession, just rolls the ball back to his captain Anderson, who finds Cuenca in the centre circle. He goes out left to the American Anthony Robinson, and he will just turn around and give it back to Cuenca. No press from Manchester United until Bruno just steps out of the line. It's forced back towards Leno in the Fulham goal. United now do press a little bit high, but there's a easy ball into Sanderberg, who then fires it over to the left-hand side and then retrieves it back in space inside his own half. Fulham this time shift it from left to right, and Anderson comes forward and finds Castagna, who finds Raul Jimenez. Jimenez will play it towards Castagna, and that will be the first Fulham corner. Luke Shaw turning it behind to stop the attack. There'll be a corner on the far side. 12 minutes gone at Old Trafford. Fulham will send their centre-backs forward. It's going to be Harry Wilson, a left-footed in-swinger. Wilson with his white socks pulled up as high as they can, his orange boots standing out on the far side. Anderson and Cuenca and Raul Jimenez all by the penalty spot, being man-marked by Manchester United's defence at the moment. Chukwueze lingering on the edge as Fulham take it short, and then it's worked back to Wilson on a different angle, puts it in towards the back post, headed down and then flicked on, and it's a good save by Senna Loman's strong right hand to turn it behind. And it was Joaquin Anderson who nearly poked it home. I just mentioned that he doesn't get many goals after his volley from distance, and he certainly looks in the mood for a goal this afternoon. Just poked his right foot towards goal from 5 yards out, and it needed a reaction save from the Belgian keeper. There'll be a corner now on this near side for Fulham. Iwobi will send it in, right-footed in swing, and it's on top of the keeper, and he punches it away. Good distance on the clearance. It's returned by Castagna towards the edge of the box. Bruno Fernandes heads away, and now Diallo will race forward, but Harry Wilson does some brilliant defensive duties in front of the dugouts and sprints across to knock it out of play. So it'll be a throw-in to the home side. Diego Dalot will take long sleeves rolled up for the Portuguese international. His throw-in is found by Bruno Fernandes, who sends it long towards Mbuemo, but picked up by Kobbie Mainoo. His pass has been cut out, and Chukwueze will have possession in his own defensive area. Gets away from Amad Diallo and then releases Raul Jimenez. Sliding tackle from Mainoo. Jimenez stays down, but play on, says the referee, as Chukwueze takes it down on his chest. His shot is blocked by Martinez. Fulham can't keep possession. Raul Jimenez now back gingerly to his feet as United launch their attack with a long ball up towards Mbuemo. Smashed away up into the air by Cuenca. Taken down on the chest by Shaw, and then Manchester United have it on this right hand side with Diallo on halfway. Game starting to open up a little bit in these first 15 minutes after a bit of a stringent first 5. Fulham very compact now, everyone back behind the ball as Dalot has it just inside the Fulham half. Plays it out to Amad, who skips inside Robinson but held up by Chukwueze. So United go back to the halfway line with England's Harry Maguire. Out to Martinez. All very congested in front of the Fulham area. United just trying to move it from left to right now to open up a little bit of space. Dalot in the centre circle finds Amad once more. Amad now on the line to Bruno Fernandes, who's going to try and run on the outside of Cuenca. Gets to the byline. It's another sliding tackle from the Fulham centre-back. And the referee has given a penalty. John Brooks has given a penalty for a foul by Jorge Cuenca, who was very close to a foul earlier on for a penalty. And it's this time he's brought down Bruno Fernandes. My apologies, it's Matheus Cunha who managed to get on the outside of him. And he's taken more of the ball on that one than he did earlier, let's put it that way. There was a bit of a shirt pull. He then released him as Cunha got into the box, and then it looked to me like a perfectly judged sliding tackle from the Spanish centre-back. On a good run of games, Cuenca, after picking up 8 starts in a row. Been at Fulham since last season. And the VAR check is ongoing for checking a foul. There certainly was a shirt pull. That happened outside of the box. He released him as Matheus Cunha got into the area. That's definitely what they're checking at the moment, but the slide tackle was a good one. I feel that this might be overturned and will probably be a corner instead to Manchester United. As we get a close-up on John Brooks talking to Fulham captain Joachim Andersen. I feel that this is going to be overturned, and we're about to find out here from the match official. He's clearly getting some information into his ear. Blows his whistle, and he will make the TV screen with his hands, and he will explain to this Old Trafford crowd that they're going to be incredibly disappointed because there will be no penalty, and it will instead look like it's going to be a corner. Cuenca gets a round of applause and a high five. Marco Silva tries to laugh it off, but he would have been incredibly concerned. And the away fans in the corner can breathe again. Bruno Fernandes having conversations with the match official John Brooks. But once they see the replays after the game, they will see that that wasn't a penalty. If anything, the first tackle from Cuenca was definitely the closer one for me. So it's not a corner in there. They've ended up giving a free kick outside of the box. So a yard outside the area on this left-hand side, down by the touchline, that Fernandes clips in towards the back post, and it's headed in by Manchester United. It's Casemiro. And they thought they were going to get an attempt at a goal from the penalty spot. Instead, it was given as a free kick. And it's headed home by Brazilian Casemiro for his 5th Premier League goal of the season. The man who rumoured to potentially be leaving at the end of the season when his contract is up. Fires home from the header. Delightful ball in from Captain Fernandes. Dink to the back post. And Casemiro on the 6-yard line rose highest to head it back from where it came from. Nothing that Bernd Leno could do about that. And the home side have the lead. That will be Fernandes' 11th assist of the season, producing some incredible numbers so far. And after 19 minutes, Manchester United find themselves in front. Casemiro with the header. And what a strange couple of minutes for Fulham. They thought that they were going to have a penalty against them. It ended up being a free kick, and Manchester United still score from it. As we're back underway, and Iwobi will try and bring it forward and knocks over to the right hand side for Castagna on halfway. Manchester United know that after yesterday's results, they need a win to get themselves back inside the top 4 after Chelsea's 3-2 comeback victory at home to West Ham yesterday. Liverpool also winning to keep up the pressure. Marco Silva has been booked in the aftermath of the penalty situation. It's the manager's 5th yellow card of the season. Incredibly passionate man on the sidelines. Talked himself into another booking. I think that's one more for a suspension for the managers. I believe they get them every 3 as Fulham play some nice football inside their own half, and it's now Emil Smith-Rowe will bring it forward. He then switches over to the right hand side for Castagna, who will drive towards the box, tries to thread the ball through to Jimenez, but it's picked off by goal scorer Casemiro, then goes down under a shove from Castagna and wins a free kick. Castagna holds his arms up in apology. He knows that was a really important chance there. Could have just slipped the ball through to Jimenez to get a shot on goal. Marco Silva back on the edge of the technical area, incredibly frustrated. He'll be disappointed that the header so close to the goal was allowed to happen. So a free kick down in the defensive half for Manchester United. It'll be Senna Lomans to come out and take it a long way outside his area. Dressed all in grey this afternoon, the Manchester United keeper. Made a good impression since cementing his place as number 1 after his move from Royal Antwerp in the summer. He's picked up a few Belgian caps as well, the goalkeeper. Long ball sent forward and Fulham will deal with it, but they're under a little bit of pressure in their left back area, and Anthony Robinson goes past Ahmad and brings the ball forward, but he's got 3 players around him and they steal it away, and Ahmad now has space to run into, level with the edge of the area on the right hand side, shifts it back to Fernandes, whose cross doesn't beat the first man. But United keep possession. It's back with the captain, who got that assist again in this first goal. Back to Martinez on the centre circle. Game plan hasn't really changed from Fulham. They're still going to sit in their shape and try and hit Man United on the counter attack as the ball finds Diallo's chopping and changing direction on the right hand side. Ball goes inside to Mainu. Good tackle from Smith-Rowe to win possession for Fulham. Iwobi tries to play the ball out to the right hand side, but stolen away by Cunha. Cunha, who was fouled for the free kick which led to the goal. Ball back to Casemiro, who spreads it wide to Fernandes, who moves it on one more to Shaw, then delivers a ball in towards the back post, but too much on it. But really nice football from Manchester United in the build-up, managing to move Fulham from right to left. Certainly a more fluid passage of play for this Manchester United side since Michael Carrick took over after the dismissal of Ruben Amorim, and it was Darren Fletcher who had a couple of games as well before the appointment of Carrick. But the Man United fans will be incredibly happy with how things are going as Robinson takes his time with this throw in and tries to throw it up the line. It'll be knocked back and then comes off of Sanderberg for a throw in to Manchester United this time. 24 minutes gone at Old Trafford. It is the home side who have taken the lead. That Casemiro header moments ago. Throw in from Dalot finds the chest of Cunha. And it's back to the Portuguese fullback, and United will switch play over to the left hand side, and Luke Shaw, socks rolled down to his ankles as always, takes a couple of touches and then moves on to Cunha, but it's a poor touch from the Brazilian. And Fulham will regain possession but deep in their own half as they try and play their way out of trouble with Iwobi on the right hand side. Into Anderson, who then threads a lovely ball through for Smith-Rowe to run, and then he'll play it over to the left hand side for Chukwueze. Chukwueze now level with the edge of the area, takes a shot from distance, takes a little deflection, but Lomans just falls to his left hand side and claims the ball. Good break again from Fulham, nice and direct, not able to find that cutting edge in front of goal just yet. Chukwueze, who's back in the starting lineup today despite the incredibly sad news in the week of the passing of his mother, so full credit to him for stepping up and playing on one of the biggest stages in the Premier League at Old Trafford this afternoon. Manchester United back in possession, but Luke Shaw will just turn around and find Harry Maguire in the centre circle. Goal scorer Casemiro takes over and sends a long ball through towards Mbuemo, but it's going to just float too much and be grabbed by Bernd Leno, who rolls it straight out to Castagna on the right hand side. Man United just dropping back towards halfway and getting in behind the ball as Fulham trade passes at the back with Cuenca and Berg. Iwobi then takes over and tries to drive towards halfway. Plays out to the right hand side for Castagna. Castagna creeps forward and Fulham now inside the Manchester United half. Iwobi sends it back to Anderson on halfway and Fulham will now come over to the left hand side with Cuenca, who plays the ball down the middle for Jimenez, who takes a nice touch and then plays it out to Chukwueze. Good control from the Nigerian winger. But Fulham again coming up against this Manchester United shape and forced backwards to the centre circle. Sander Berge takes over. Looks forward, no one pressing, no one really moving for him, so we'll just shift it to the right hand side for his captain Anderson, who sends a big diagonal over towards the left hand wing and knocked on by Chukwueze but intercepted by Dalot and Ahmad. And the Manchester United pair win themselves a throw in deep in their defensive half. Chukwueze's lost one of his shin pads and United play on. Ball out to Cunha on the left hand side, who finds the overlapping Luke Shaw. Cunha takes back over on halfway, but again slow passage of play from Manchester United, happy now with this 1-0 lead. Dalot lifts the ball forward towards Fernandes, but headed away by Cuenca, and Fulham come forward with Sander Berge inside their own half. He'll drive towards halfway, is allowed to go over the halfway line and plays out left to Chukwueze, who's in plenty of space. He then looks to deliver a ball from deep and it's cleared away by Sandro Martinez and then flicked forward by Dalot into captain Fernandes, who's wrestled off the ball by Sander Berge, and Fulham have it once more with Chukwueze on this left hand side. His ball in's headed away. Falls at the feet of Fernandes, who tries to go past Sander Berge but once again cannot get past the Norwegian. And Fulham back in possession in the Man United half. Iwobi, about 35 yards from goal, nice and central, plays the ball into Harry Wilson. Short triangles between him and Chukwueze, but stolen away by United, and it's Martinez who will come clear. He threads the ball out to the left hand side from Mbuemo, tries to send it in towards Ahmad first time, and he'll win his side a throw midway inside the Fulham half. Man United, when allowed, can really flow forward under Michael Carrick. Ball with Kobbie Mainoo, who hasn't had too many touches in the last 5 minutes or so, but we know how important he is. He plays a ball in towards Bruno Fernandes and it's just too long. Excellent vision from the young England man. Great run as well from Bruno Fernandes. We talked about how impressive the captain of Man United's numbers have been. Before this game, it was 3 goals and 5 assists in his last Premier League game. Hasn't scored since that 4-4 draw with Bournemouth, but his goal contributions have been incredibly impressive. 11 assists, absolutely miles ahead in those standings in the Premier League this season, as the clock ticks on to half an hour gone here at Old Trafford, and it's that Casemiro header, the difference between the sides. Manchester United 1, Fulham 0, but Fulham have had their opportunities. Good save from Senna Lomans from a close range effort from Joachim Andersen. Ball lifted forward by Martinez for Cunha to chase, and Andersen will try and shepherd it out and does incredibly well. The centre back and captain of Fulham, incredibly experienced obviously, the Danish man, and does well to shepherd that away for a goal kick. So if you are just joining us, obviously Manchester United thought they had had a penalty just in the build-up before the goal. It was overruled by VAR, and the foul took place outside the box in the end. But then Manchester United did score from that free kick. Lovely clipped delivery to the back post from Bruno Fernandes, headed home by Brazilian Casemiro for his 5th goal of the season. Marco Silva, the Fulham manager, picking up a yellow card for his complaints after the goal. Ball thrown in front of Marco Silva in the dugouts by Fulham, and it's bouncing around, and Fulham have ended up shooting themselves in the foot a little bit there and have to force themselves to give away a corner. Poor ball from Robinson was picked up by Mbeumo, and Cuenca had to knock it behind for a corner on this near side, which Mbeumo will come over to take. A little bit slower this time to come over than when he did when the score was 0-0. It'll be the Cameroon attacker to deliver this left-footed. It will be an in-swinger. Plenty of players crowding Leno inside the 6-yard box as Mbeumo comes forward and delivers it in towards the near post. Flicked away by Fulham, but only as far as Fernandes on the far side of the box. He backheels it in towards Alessandro Martinez, but Smith Rowe will comfortably return that to Leno, who with his bright yellow boots sends that long and high over the halfway line. The ball ends up back with Senna Lomans in the Manchester United goal. Lomans under no pressure, just sends it over to the right hand side where Diallo was tracking back after the corner. And Ahmad just moves that forward to goal scorer Casemiro, then gets it back in a nice 1-2, and Ahmad will come forward over the halfway line. He finds Mbeumo still out on the right hand side after that corner. Ball clipped forward but headed away by Cuenca, and Fulham back in possession with Captain Anderson, whose direct ball to Iwobi releases him over the halfway line. Lovely feats from the Nigerian international, and he plays it out to the right hand side for Castagna. Castagna returns it back to Iwobi. Plenty of United players back in their shape, and slides the ball for Harry Wilson and then knocks it out to Castagna on the right hand side. Delivery in towards the back post. Finds Chukwueze on the edge of the area. Down by the byline, he returns it back in. It's half cleared by Luke Shaw. And then Ahmad will pick up the second ball and sprint past Robinson to get his side up the pitch. And Ahmad still going now into the Fulham half, is eventually held up at really good defensive duty from the Ivory Coast winger. It's now shifted over to the left hand side for Cunha. He'll get inside the box on the corner, plays it into Fernandes, who tries a deft back heel back towards the Brazilian. But Fulham are wise to it and they'll steal it away. Smith Rowe on the halfway line now. Game just becoming a little bit stretched in the last few moments. Gives the ball to Sanderberg, who comes forward, and it's now walking pace for Fulham. Sanderberg is allowed to continue walking a good 10 yards forward and then shifts the ball out to the right hand side where Captain Anderson takes over. He then gives it back inside to Smith Rowe, who finds Chukwueze out on the left. A couple of step overs and goes round Diallo and breaks in towards the box, puts the ball across, and it's sliced away by Harry Maguire. Just keeps it in for a throw in rather than a corner. Harry Maguire, who is back in the Manchester United reckoning, starting both the wins against Man City and Arsenal, has looked so assured in that back line since his return. So throwing right down by the corner flag, and it will be American Robinson with the long throw towards the 6-yard box, headed away by Dallo, the right back, and it's dealt with by Fulham as Castagna hooks it back towards the penalty area, headed away by Casemiro, but only as far as Iwobi in the centre circle. He plays that left to Anthony Robinson, who then threads it down the line for Chukwueze. Chukwueze, who has looked dangerous, ends up going in field to Iwobi. Threads the ball in towards Jimenez in the box, who finds Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson crowded out, so plays it out to Chukwueze. A couple of step overs again from the Nigerian, plays it into Wilson, whose shot towards goal is a weak one. It's blocked away by Mainu. Fulham managed to keep possession. Good period of play here for the away side. Chukwueze swings it in towards the area, headed away by Maguire, who then goes down under the challenge of Harry Wilson, and that'll be a free kick for Manchester United inside their own area. 35 minutes gone, and it's the Red Devils who lead 1-0 here. Been a game of few chances really. Casemiro's header, the one to break the deadlock and put Manchester United ahead and into the lead, and potentially in the live table up to 4th. Ball sent forward by Senna Lomans, headed away by Robinson and then flicked on towards Sander Berge. Berge gets in a tangle with Fernandez, who stayed down. It'll be a throw-in on this right-hand side. A little bit of concern for the Manchester United captain, who, as ever, very animated on the floor. Sander Berge has offered to help the Portuguese midfielder up, and he's pushed away. So we see it again, not really much between the two. Both just a little bit of a tangle of legs, no malice in the tackle. Bruno Fernandes still saying his bit towards Sander Berge. And the Norwegian international, much braver than I, just laughing it off and walking away as the throw-in is back towards Diego Dalot. Throws it into Kobbie Mainoo, who goes down under pressure in that midfield and wins a free kick. Castagno judged to have pushed the English midfielder in the back. Again, another man who's burst back on the scene for Man United since the return of Michael Carrick. Such a technical player in that midfield. You can also wonder if he can get a good run of games, whether he can find himself back in England reckoning for the World Cup. Ball delivered in by Fernandes, headed away by Castagno, only as far as Mainoo, then spreads it brilliantly out to the right hand side, but the whistle has gone. There's an offside in the build-up. It's Mbuemo who was too close to the goal. So Fulham can breathe a sigh of relief as Ahmad was in a little bit of space on the right hand side. Free kick taken short by Leno into Iwobi, who turns around and finds Kwenku, who returns it to his keeper Leno. Fulham comfortable in possession on their defensive half as Robinson then sends it forward to Harry Wilson, who's dropped deep into space. He plays it off to Emil Smith-Rowe, who's under pressure from Casemiro. So the former Arsenal man just dribbles back and then knocks it back to Leno again. And now forward come Fulham on this right hand side, but good tackle in there from Bruno Fernandes. It'll be a throw into Fulham and they take the throw straight back to Castagna, and the ball is now once more back with Leno as Fulham try and come forward on this left hand side. A little bit of space for the centre back Cuenca to come into. He then moves it one more to Anthony Robinson. Robinson decides to find Sander Berge in the centre circle. Berge allowed to come up to halfway and is out on the right now with Castagno. Clips it down the line towards Jimenez, but he's shepherded away from the ball by Harry Maguire, and the ball will roll through to Lomans in the Manchester United goal. The Belgian keeper sends that long out towards Mbuemo. Good header from Cuenca, and Fulham will find possession inside the Manchester United half. Smith-Rowe turns towards the box and then plays out to Robinson on the left-hand side. Clips it back in towards Harry Wilson. Fulham keep possession but forced away from goal. They'll now move it from left to right, and Berge finds Iwobi. He looks to shoot from distance, and it's a good strike and a comfortable save in the end for Lomans down to his right hand side. But it did open up for Alex Iwobi. Hit it well and skipped across the surface and probably was finding the bottom corner. A good save in the end from Senna Lomans in the Manchester United goal. A couple of warning signs for United. If they do allow Fulham a little bit of space, they will take those pop shots on goal. Fulham with a good press, win the ball back again, and it's out with Chukwueze, level with the edge of the area. On the left hand side, he's going to run at Dalot, goes on the outside, slips as he looks to cross the ball, and that comes off of Dalot. That'll be a corner for Fulham. Harry Wilson trudging over to take it on this near side. 40 minutes gone. There will be a little bit of time added on after the lengthy VAR check for the penalty, which ended up not being a penalty. Bit of a team meeting in the penalty area between Anderson and Jimenez and Cuenca. It's now Iwobi has actually come over to take this corner as Wilson walks away, and the Nigerian swings it in towards the back post. In swinger, first contact is by Jimenez, and it's going to go wide and high. The Mexican not able to get it on to target, just readjusts his head protection. Obviously it's great to see him back playing football after that awful injury a couple of years ago. Still wearing that protective headband so that he can continue to play at the highest level. 41 minutes on the clock. Manchester United 1, Fulham 0 as we edge towards half time. Lawrence gets us restarted with the goal kick, and it's flicked on by Cunha. And Guemo got the wrong side of Anderson, and Anderson had to pull him back, and that'll be a yellow card for the Fulham captain. Blatant shirt pull in the end as the Cameroonian striker got the wrong side of him. It was quite far away from goal. It's only the yellow card. That is Anderson's 5th of the season. Don't worry, Fulham fans, there's no suspension for 5 yellow cards at this stage of the season. The next one is 10. Once players get to 10, they receive a 2-match ban. But after game week 19, the 5 yellow cards rule is expunged. So dangerous free kick here for Manchester United. Fulham holding a pretty high line just inside their penalty area. Manchester United sent plenty of players through. It's going to be a right-footed delivery from about 35 yards out in towards Cunha, but it's headed away by Fulham and then controlled by the touchline by Jimenez, and he sends it high and long up towards Smith Rowe. Does win the first contact, but can't find one of his teammates, and Manchester United back in possession in their own half with captain Bruno Fernandes, who just at a standstill turns around and gives that to Lisandro Martinez. Martinez finds Kobbie Mainoo all the way out on the left-hand side, who comes inside to his Brazilian central midfield partner. And then Fernandes tries to thread a ball back to Mainoo, and Fulham turn it over on the right-hand side. Iwobi drives infield, threads it out to Chukwueze, who's now on the right-hand side. He's going to run at Casemiro, and there's a sliding tackle in there from Bruno Fernandes, and then goes down holding his shoulder. It's going to be a goal kick. Interesting tackle from Bruno Fernandes. Went flying in on the Nigerian winger. And it's a great tackle because it did come off Chukwueze last for the goal kick. Bruno Fernandes up, moving his left shoulder a bit gingerly. It appears to be okay as Carrick watches on from the sidelines. He'll be happy with his side's first half. Senna-Loman's had to make a couple of saves, but one in particular was a very good one, and the others he felt like he would probably make 99 times out of 100. There was that big chance for Anderson on the 5 yards out from the corner. A good save from Senna-Loman's halfway through the first half as we come towards the 45th minute. Mainoo in possession, plays a nice ball forward to Cunha, who's disappointingly given that away. Fulham will retain possession now with Iwobi. Iwobi and Mainoo go to battle, and it's Mainoo who wins the ball and then also wins the free kick. The Nigerian midfielder pulling back Kobbie Mainoo. So right in front of the dugouts, Manchester United have a free kick as we creep up towards half-time. We're about to find out from our 4th official how many minutes there will be added on. There will certainly be a few after that VAR call. Harry Maguire will look to send this ball from the free kick long. Ends up taking it short in the end to Ahmad on the right hand side, as we've only got 3 minutes added on before half time. Is there one final chance for one of these sides to get a shot on goal before half time? Guemo lets the ball run out, and that'll be a throw in to Manchester United down by the corner flag in front of the away support here at Old Trafford. Allo picks the ball off the cone and throws that back to Ahmad on the right hand side. He goes in field to Martinez, who's in the centre circle. He turns around and returns the ball all the way back to his goalkeeper. Normans just waits for a little bit of pressure from Fulham before passing out to the right hand side for Harry Maguire, who sends it long and left towards Luke Shaw, but far too long for his England teammates in times gone by. Harry Wilson will pick the ball up in the defensive area, rolls the ball across the pitch to Leno, who then finds Robinson in the left full-back position, clips the ball into Jimenez, who plays a lovely ball out to Chukwueze on this left-hand side, and he bursts forward. He goes to ground after a battle with Maguire, nothing given by the referee, and then Manchester United win a throw-in level with the edge of their own area. All good things from Fulham are coming through. Samuel Chukwueze, but they're unable just to get a really good chance in front of goal if they can. 90 seconds now to half time as Mbuema gives the ball away on the halfway line. Robinson threads it to Jimenez and Fulham will come forward. It's now Anderson, the captain, who brings it a good 30 yards forward on the right hand side. He finds Castagna level with the edge of the area. Goes in field to Iwobi, who clips the ball in towards the box. It's flicked on by Smith Rowe. And that will harmlessly go out for a goal kick in the end. Good run from Emil Smith Rowe. Found himself in a little bit of space, but couldn't flick it goalwards in the end. Senna Lomans will take as much time as he can here, coming up towards half time. Both managers stood on the edge of their technical area. Both will be pretty happy with how their sides have played in the first half. Obviously Marco Silva will be disappointed to going in behind. It has been a good even game as Ahmad plays the ball down the right hand side for Fernandes, who gets level with the edge of the area right on the touchline. Nice back heel from him to find his Portuguese teammates, and then ball into Ahmad, who twists and turns and then gets a shot away, and it thunders off the chest of Sanderberg, and it'll be away for a corner just in the 3 minutes on the clock. So really tight to get this corner taken. Whether John Brooks will allow it to happen or not. It's the second attempt from Diallo. This time it was blocked, but we will have time for the corner, which Mbuema will take in front of the away fans. Over on this near side, it'll be a left-footed in-swing again. Plenty of Manchester United players at the back post, including Casemiro and Maguire. And it does find the head of Harry Maguire, but he can only direct it wide. And that will be half-time here at Old Trafford. Referee John Brooks blows his whistle. And it's the home side here on the commentary hub that will go in to half-time, the happier. A goal from Casemiro ended up being in the build-up. Manchester United thought they had a penalty after a foul from Jorge Cuenca. It was overruled by VAR. In fact, the foul happened outside the box. It was then Bruno Fernandes who clipped the ball into the back post on the 19th minute, and Casemiro was there to nod the ball past German keeper Bernd Leno for the only goal of the game. Manchester United have forced a couple of saves as well through Amad Diallo. A couple of strikes from distance. One with a good save by Leno and the other blocked right at the death before half-time. Fulham came close with a second ball not picked up, and Joachim Andersen managed to poke it towards goal, but a strong right hand from Senna Lomans kept that behind for a corner. And then a strike from distance from Alex Iwobi was well saved as well by the Belgian keeper. But as mentioned, half-time here on the Commentary Hub. My name is Matt Roberts. It's 1-0 to Manchester United against Fulham, and we will look forward to seeing you in the second half very shortly. welcome back to the Commentary Hub coverage of the Premier League. It's second half underway for Manchester United against Fulham. It looks like there's no changes at half time, and it's the home side shooting from right to left towards the Stretford end that gets underway, and the long ball forward is recovered by Fulham. Jimenez tries to smash it long, but it cannons off of Casemiro and out for a throw in front of the dugouts on this near side. Castagna throws the ball back, and it's at the feet of Bernd Leno in his light blue keeper kit, and he will pass that out to full back and then into the centre backs, where Sander Berge will then take over and bring the ball forward, and he then plays it back out to Cuenca, who drives the ball forward towards Chukwueze, who can't bring it down, and it will go all the way through to the feet of Senna Lomans in the Manchester United goal. Did make a couple of good saves in that first half, the Belgian keeper. Trying to keep another clean sheet under Michael Carrick if possible, after winning 2-0 here against Man City last time at home in the Premier League. Ball with Dalot in the right back position, clips a lovely ball into Kobbie Mainoo, then falls over the football, but then it's picked up by Fernandes, and Man United will still come forward on the right hand side. Back with Mainoo again, who just resets and sends it into the centre circle for Casemiro, and then Martinez plays it to Luke Shaw, just then return to the Argentine centre back, and then back to the left back again. Ball forward into Mainoo, but Manchester United not really going anywhere and just happy to keep possession on halfway. Fulham back in their defensive shape, as they were doing for the majority of the first half when United were in possession. Ball out on the right hand side now with Diallo, rolls his foot across the ball a couple of times, then goes forward, tries to thread it down the line, but it comes off of Anthony Robinson. That'll be a throw in on the far side for Manchester United. Thrown to be taken by the Portuguese fullback Dalot. In no real rush to take this, as he stands there with the ball above his head and then fires a throw into Mbeumo, who has an immaculate touch, and then plays the ball back to Martinez in the centre circle. A couple of players already losing their footing in this second half, whether the surface was sprayed at half time. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on, as the ball's played to Mbeumo just inside the Fulham half. He tries to knock it back inside to Dalot, does well to go past Iwobi. Dalot would drive forward. He's got Mbeumo, who threads the ball to him, and Mbeumo's in. His shot is saved by Bernd Leno. I think the offside flag was up against the Cameroonian striker anyway, but Bernd Leno wasn't to know. That was a good save from the German keeper. In fact, Mbeumo, looking at the replay, would have been onside. The save did cannon back off of Mbeumo anyway, so behind for a goal kick, which Fulham takes short, and it's at the feet of Jorge Cuenca, who plays it out left to Anthony Robinson into midfield now with Berger. His ball out towards Smith Rowe is deflected away. That'll be a throw in to the away team on the far side. Left back Anthony Robinson just grabbing the ball and then powers his throw into the middle of the field, and Iwobi works it from left to right. Forward come Fulham on this near side with Castagna up towards halfway. Plays it into Jimenez, who's dropping quite deep to try and link the play, and Fulham come forward again with Emil Smith Rowe just inside the Manchester United half. Finds Sander Berge, central position, a bit of space in front of him, and it then goes back to Smith Rowe, works it out to Chukwueze, tries to send the ball in towards the back post first time. It's headed down by Castagna, finds the feet of Iwobi on the edge of the area. Iwobi finds Wilson, who then returns it to Iwobi, who clips the ball in towards Chukwueze, the back post, who would get there, plays it across the box, and it's slashed into the air by Martinez and away from goal. Lovely move from the away team, but unable to get a chance in on goal. Martinez's clearance stopping the ball from getting towards the Mexican Jimenez. Forward come Fulham again. Man United really sitting back and trying to make things difficult for the away side. It's Castagna out on the right. Finds the feet of Iwobi, who then plays it into Harry Wilson, who goes down on the corner of the box. Pulled back by Luke Shaw. And this will be a dangerous free kick for the away team. 50 minutes on the clock. No goals in the second half. Still 1-0 to Manchester United. A Casemiro header on the 19th minute. As we see Chukwueze's cross again. It was really good play from Fulham, but he just couldn't find Jimenez, who was waiting for it in the centre. So this free kick over on the right hand side, it looks like it's going to be Harry Wilson, who's producing fantastic numbers for Fulham. A lot of speculation around the Welsh international, his contract coming to an end this summer. And this free kick a yard outside the box over on the right side. There's a 3-man wall for Manchester United as Wilson steps up and strikes it towards goal. And it's saved by Lomans, and it's not really cleared. It's bouncing around in the 6-yard area, and it's turned behind for a corner. Lomans almost saw that late, that free kick, and got a good hand to it. I think he thought that someone was going to get a nick on it beforehand. The Belgian keeper doing everything he can to keep this clean sheet. It was a nice strike from Harry Wilson, a bit too central probably for his liking. But Fulham can keep up the pressure with a corner on this near side in front of their away support. As Harry Wilson will deliver left-footed. Looking at the option of potentially going short, but he will deliver it into the near post. It's headed away by Casemiro. Chested down by Castagna, then flicks it back out to Harry Wilson, who once again loses his footing. And that will be a goal kick for Manchester United. So the first chance in the second half falling the way of the away side. Fulham will be desperate to try and get back into this game as quick as possible. Goal kick taken short by Senna Lomans, and it will be over on the right hand side now for Dalot to clip up the line towards goalscorer Casemiro, who helps out once more, but that ball's just going to land in space and roll through to Bernd Leno. Fulham will come forward now in their attack with captain Anderson. Anderson just delays the play and rolls it over to the left hand side now, and it will be taken up by Iwobi, who will drive forward towards the halfway line, just checks his progress and then turns around. He's now back over with the keeper Leno. Ball into the feet of Iwobi, takes a nice turn and finds Smith Rowe and sets him away. Ball out to Chukwueze. Been dangerous in the first half. Iwobi clips the ball in, headed away by Maguire, but picked up by Sanderberger. Fulham just pinning Manchester United back at the moment. Chukwueze again on the left hand side. Finds Iwobi. A real movement from the Fulham front line, so Chukwueze works it to the right hand side. It will be switched over to Castagna. Back into midfield from Sanderberger, midway inside the Manchester United half. Iwobi takes over and drives towards the box and comes in field, finds Harry Wilson on the edge. His pass to Castagna is a poor one. Castagna knew he was offside, so ball then goes to the feet of Mateus Cunha, then hacks it forward up towards Ahmad, but it's a poor ball and Smith Rowe will break into the area, finds Chukwueze. Good foot in there from Harry Maguire, and Kobbie Mainoo will lead the counter attack, and it's a lovely ball out to Mbuemo on the right hand side. Mbuemo drifts in towards the corner of the box, finds Ahmad outside of him. Ahmad finds Cunha on the edge of the area. Fulham with plenty of players back now, so Manchester United just keep possession about 35 yards from goal. Mbuemo over on the right, drifts in on his left foot. Neat pass to captain Fernandes. Ball now with Luke Shaw. Castagna forcing the English fullback backwards towards halfway, where Martinez picks the ball up. Good footwork from him as he goes forward and finds Kobbie Mainoo. Mainoo looks up and switches the ball right out to Diallo on the right hand side. Ahmad and Dalot trade passes. Back with the Ivory Coast winger. Still has the ball, and he then flicks it on towards Cunha, then helps it one more to Dalot. Checks back on his left foot, his strike is blocked, and Iwobi will then clear it on the edge of the area. Finds Chukwueze, but he loses the ball out with Mainu. Man United turning the screw in this period of possession. Cunha delivers a ball in, cleared away. Now at the feet of Robinson in his own penalty area. He sends it forward but can only find Casemiro. Man United keep on the pressure. Casemiro about 25 yards from goal, plays a nice ball into the box for Cunha, who strikes it into the top of the net. And Manchester United have their second. It's Matheus Cunha. It's a fantastic through ball from Casemiro. Split the defence apart. And Matheus Cunha took one touch onto his right foot and then lashed it home from 16 yards into the roof of the net. It's his 6th goal of the season after scoring the winner against Arsenal last time out. And Manchester United in the 56th minute have doubled their lead here at Old Trafford. Manchester United 2, Fulham 0. Casemiro plays a part in both the goals. And we just said that Man United appeared to be turning the screw. Fulham couldn't get themselves out. And Casemiro had too much time to thread the ball in between the back line. And Cunha ended up getting a lot closer to goal than initially thought, but he struck it home from about 8 yards in the end. It's a great finish, powerful finish in at the near post, above Bernd Leno. Not many keepers will be stopping that strike. Incredibly powerful. And Manchester United look to be putting themselves back into 4th position. Unless Fulham can get themselves back in this game. But after 56 minutes, it's the home side that are 2 goals to the good. Matheus Cunha's 6th goal of the season. 2nd in 2 games. No emotion from Michael Carrick on the sidelines. He knows that Fulham have still been dangerous on the counter-attack as we're back underway, and Fulham have possession with Harry Wilson on the halfway line. Manchester United force Fulham all the way back to Bernd Leno, who's just outside the box on the edge of his D. Takes possession of the ball and just moves it to the left-hand side for Cuenca. Taken over by Alex Iwobi as United just retreat back towards the halfway line. If Manchester United can secure this win, it will be 3 Premier League games in a row under Carrick, and Ruben Amorim only managed that once in his term at Manchester United, so it'll be incredibly impressive if Carrick can get that done. It's only Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Jose Mourinho that have won their first 3 Premier League games as Manchester United manager, and Michael Carrick could be pretty sure that he will put his name on that list as well if things continue. Fulham in possession, and Chukwueze tries to get past his man, but it falls at the feet of Iwobi. A switch is played to the right hand side for Castagna. Knocks it back to Anderson, who delivers the ball in towards the back post. It's taken down by Robinson, but his touch is too heavy. It's half cleared by Manchester United. Only to the feet of Iwobi, about 35 yards from goal on the left hand side. Finds Emil Smith-Rowe. Pass is a little bit short to Sanderberg, and then he gives away the foul. And Manchester United will have possession back. Fulham will be incredibly disappointed to concede that second goal. .59 minutes gone at Old Trafford. Manchester United seemingly in control, 2-0 up here against Fulham, but Fulham have had their moments. And you feel the next goal in this game is going to be absolutely crucial. Fulham having a brilliant season, starting today's proceedings in 7th. They must be eyeing European football again if they can, especially in a bid to try and keep Marco Silva. But with results the way they are at the moment, they will slip down to 9th position. But plenty of time to go. Man United in possession, but stolen away by Emil Smith-Rowe, and Fulham will come forward. It's Jimenez on halfway, but he has to turn back and give the ball to Castagna, who then sends it over to the left-hand side. It's now Quenker inside the box, who plays it out to Anthony Robinson, and Fulham will try and build from the back again. The American fullback comes forward, stands on the ball as United sit a little bit higher in this second half. Ball now with Castagna as he comes over halfway in front of Marco Silva in the dugout. He's allowed to run and will keep going, so he's now level with the edge of the area, puts the ball in towards the box. It goes over everyone, and it's great defensive work from Ahmad, tracking back there to nip the ball away from Smith-Rowe. His long ball forward is a wasted one, and Fulham will regain possession. Sanderberger in the centre circle finds Alex Iwobi, who's been incredibly direct, plays the ball into Chukwueze in the central area, but stolen away by Manchester United as Fernandez threads the ball out right to Ahmad. Ahmad will look to run at Anthony Robinson, tries to play the ball on the outside, but the American does really well to win the ball back and then wins the free kick off of Bruno Fernandes, who clearly doesn't agree with the decision made by John Brooks. But free kick given to Fulham in a defensive area. Casemiro with a goal and an assist in this game. Such an incredibly experienced midfielder. Seems to be back enjoying his football as well under Michael Carrick. A little bit more defensive work to do rather than creativity. Just really simple job for him to do under Michael Carrick. Ball with Fulham inside the Manchester United half, and Robson plays it towards the edge of the box where Jimenez does well to steal it away, and then threaded through towards Emil Smith-Rowe, and he can't quite bring it into his feet, and it will go into the hands of Senna Lomans. Fulham are still trying to play through the lines, and it's good direct work when they can get it, but just can't quite find that final pass at the moment. But they are looking dangerous when coming forward, so Manchester United just needs to be a little bit wary. Ball with Shaw on the left hand side, plays it first time to Brian Mbuemo, sends it back towards the English fullback, but too strong. Out of play. Luke Shaw, who's had this incredible run of games, he started every Premier League game this season after being a little bit hampered with injuries over the years. His 12th season at the club. And it's good to see that the fact that he looks like to be back fit and raring to go. Such an experienced player. I just wonder whether he could do a job for England in the World Cup in the summer. Castagna comes forward and then it's fouled by Brian Mbuemo, and free kick taken quickly by Fulham as Sanderberger brings it forward. Over on the left hand side now with Robinson, halfway inside the Manchester United half. Trades passes with Berger, then finds Smith-Rowe on the corner of the box. He drifts in and goes past 2 or 3 players, then goes down under a tackle, and that will be a free kick right on the edge for Fulham. John Brooks has gone to his pocket as well. And that will be a yellow card, I think, pointed in the direction of Lisandro Martinez. Managed to skip past 2 or 3. In fact, it looks like it's Casemiro who has pulled Smith-Rowe backwards. So it's a 6th yellow card of the season for the Brazilian. It's a goal, an assist and a yellow card now for the midfielder in this game. So free kick right by the edge of the D, and it's over on the far side. So it looks like it's going to favour the right foot of potentially Raul Jimenez. Harry Wilson is over the ball as well. It's a 5-man wall for Manchester United and a player laying down behind it. Lomans has given plenty of space on that far side, and it is going to be Jimenez that steps forward and clips it towards goal. It's ended up hitting the wall, and then it's not been cleared by Man United and it's turned in. It's Jorge Cuenca, and Fulham have the third goal of the game. And it's a scrappy one. The free kick wasn't dealt with by Manchester United. It hit the wall. Then Chukwueze managed to poke it towards goal, and it's been turned in by the Spanish centre-back, Jorge Cuenca. It's his first goal for the club. I just wonder whether it could be close to offside, but his ball's been bouncing around and taking so many deflections. It'll be a tough one to call. The wall did its job, but Chukwueze was there for the second ball, and his shot cannoned off of the Manchester United defence and then fell at the feet of Cuenca, who couldn't miss. And under the VAR check for offside, it's going to be incredibly tight. There'll be different phases of play and all sorts here. This might take a while to sort out. Depends on who it's hit last and all sorts. So it was Jimenez who hit the wall from the free kick, and no one really knew where the ball went. Chukwueze then could potentially be offside first of all from the free kick. I think we might be in for a long one here. So much going on for the VAR to deal with. James Bell. I've got a sneaky feeling that Manchester United might get away with this. Marco Silva, who has already received the yellow card for his reaction after the VAR check in the first half, might want to just check his emotions here for what is about to come. But we are still waiting. We've not been able to see the VAR pictures, which normally tells you that it's pretty close. But as I said, it's taken so many deflections in there. There's so many different phases of play. It'll be very interesting to see who's onside at what point. Don't envy the VAR officials here at all. So there's 67 minutes on the clock. Obviously time will be added on for this check. Seeing that John Brooks is just walking around. He's got a bit of a smile on his face. I think he is fully aware that this is taking a long time. Just trying to clear himself into as much space as possible. Still the clock ticks on. We're now to 68 minutes. Has Jorge Cuenca got his first goal for the club or not? The fact that we have not been able to see the VAR pictures just tells me that it's all going to be incredibly tight, and we have a decision, and it is offside. Referee John Brooks blows his whistle and signals the TV sign with his fingers and then raises his right arm into the air. There's a wry smile and a chuckle from Marco Silva, and that goal is chalked off. We're not sure whether it was the first phase or the second phase. Both Chukwueze and Cuenca were both close to being offside, but from where the free kick is taken from, it looks like it might have been Cuenca. But we have not seen how close it was in the final decision. But still Manchester United 2, Fulham 0 here. Cuenca's goal disallowed for offside. 69 minutes on the clock and back underway. Fulham have possession inside their own half, and it's Alex Iwobi who returns it to Cuenca, who will be so disappointed, feeling like he would have got himself off the mark. It's had a bit of an interesting game with a couple of close calls with tackles that could have led to penalties, and then thought he'd scored a goal, but being chalked off as Fulham now get into the Manchester United half. Will that just wake Manchester United up a little bit here? Anthony Robinson breaks towards the penalty area, then plays out left, and then gets the ball back again, and it's then clipped in towards the far post. Castagna rises, but free kick given. Castagna lent too much into the opposition player who's dropped to the floor. And it looks like from the VAR pictures, it is the offside was for Chukwueze in the first passage of play. It appears to be his arm that's offside, and he can't score with his arm. Okay, Fulham going to make the first substitute of the game inside 70 minutes. It looks like it might be a double change. Ryan Sessegnon is replacing Anthony Robinson. And then Emil Smith-Rowe is going to be replaced by Brazilian winger Kevin. So Marco Silva rolling the dice. Romans gets us back underway with a free kick from inside his own area, and it's flicked on backwards by Castagna, so it'll be a territory throw-in for Manchester United inside the Fulham half, which Luke Shaw is in no rush to walk over to take. Kevin then on his first opportunity to try and steal the ball away from Cunha, can't manage it, and Man United do have possession inside their own half, and it's worked over to the right hand side for Dalot. Dalot in no hurry to go anywhere, just finds Casemiro on the halfway line. He looks up and tries to spread it left to the far side. He takes one bounce, it's picked up by Shaw, then plays it into Cunha, gets into the box on the corner, threads it across, and it's picked up by Mainu on the outside. He looks to strike it at goal, it's blocked. Man United keep possession. Ball at the feet of Martinez on the halfway line. Plays it forward and out left to Shaw, then just knocks it back to Kobbie Mainoo. And again, Fulham just sitting back in their shape. No real press from the away side at the moment, and Harry Maguire, using all his experience, just turns around and gives it to Lomans. Man United find possession pretty simple in their own half, as Casemiro then looks up and spreads it far onto the right hand side for Ahmad to run onto. He will get there just down by the dead ball line. Comes up against Sessegnon, who's just come on, twisting and turning, a couple of step overs, goes past his man, but Kevin's there to help out on the defensive duties and sends it forward to Jimenez. He feels like he's been fouled on halfway, but nothing given by John Brooks. Been a frustrating afternoon for the Mexican striker. Ball towards Dalot, then cuts it back for Cunha, who clips it towards goal, and it's going to go high and handsome. Not troubling Bernd Leno in the Fulham goal, but good flowing football again from Manchester United. .73 minutes gone at Old Trafford, 2-0 to the home side. Will be plenty of time added on after that lengthy VAR check, as we see the first substitute for Manchester United and Michael Carrick in this game, and it's going to be second goal scorer Matheus Cunha to come off. He's going to be replaced by Benjamin Sesko. Cunha now scoring in back-to-back games for Manchester United. Will his goal be the last one and the decisive one in this game? But he is replaced by Benjamin Sesko. He's got 4 goals to his name in the league this season. We're also going to see Casemiro make way, integral part of this side today. Got the scoring underway and then provided the assist for Cunha, and he's going to be replaced by Manuel Ugarte. Straight swap in that midfield. The incredibly experienced Brazilian showing all of his class today. 5 times Champions League winner, of course, with Real Madrid. Incredibly decorated footballer. But some fresh legs in midfield for Manchester United, with Uruguayan Ugarte coming on. Fulham give the ball away in their own half, and Mainu will come forward and playing out to Fernandes on the right hand side, who shifts it to Ahmad, who sends it in towards Sesko, but his first touch hits the post. It then comes back to him and he ends up firing over. And what an introduction that would have been for Benjamin Sesko. Brilliant ball in from Ahmad over the head of Anderson. And Šeško directed it down towards the bottom right-hand corner, but hits the post. He lifts his shirt up over his head. He knows how close he was. What an introduction that would have been. And that certainly would have sealed the 3 points. Man United find possession once more, and it's with Martinez in the centre circle. He looks up and plays a neat triangle with Kobbie Mainoo and then Ugarte. Mainoo out left towards Mbeumo, but that's cleared away now. Mbeumo coming out onto this left-hand side. Šeško down the middle since that substitution has taken place. Good pressure from Raul Jimenez on Harry Maguire. Forces the ball back to Lomans in the Manchester United goal. Lomans in that all-grey kit just clips the ball forward into the feet of Ugarte, who's just come on, and he'll drive forward up towards halfway. Threads the ball out left to Luke Shaw, then moves it on one more to Bryan Mbeumo. First touch delivers it in towards the box, cleared away by Fulham. And Chukwueze will bring it away. Finds Kevin, who's just come on, long sleeves and gloves, goes forward, goes down under a tackle from Ahmad, but nothing given, and Man United will now break. Fernandez finds Ahmad on the right-hand side, gets level with the edge of the area, drifts down towards the corner. No real pace at the moment to his play, goes down under a tackle from Kevin, nothing given. And that'll be a Fulham throw-in just level with the edge of their area. I feel like Ahmad could have really got away there if he wanted to put the accelerator on. Throw-in taken by Fulham, and it's now at the feet of Anderson, who will come forward up towards the halfway line. It's bright orange boots coming clearer under the floodlights as they start to take effect. Ball into Kevin, who finds Sessegnon, and then back out wide to Kevin, the winger. Starts teasing Diallo, a couple of step overs, and Diogo Dalot knocks it behind for a corner on the far side to the away team. Kevin with all the step overs as he came forward. Ended up being bustled out. Hasn't managed to get a goal since his move in the summer in the league. Did score in the FA Cup against Middlesbrough a couple of weeks ago, so he'll be desperate to get his Premier League account opened. Delivery from Iwobi on the far side, swung in towards the box, headed away by Manchester United, and Šeško can pick up the second ball. There's a sliding tackle which he rides and then goes down under the second one. And Ryan Sessegnon will be fortunate to escape a yellow card there. The second half substitute sprints away. As Fulham get ready to make another change, and it's Chukwueze coming off, and it's the incredibly experienced Tom Kearney to come on. Did score on New Year's Day in that draw against Palace. Been at Fulham such an incredibly long time now. Tom Kearney. 2015 he arrived at the club. Been through it all with Fulham. Relegations and promotions back to the Premier League. At 35, you've got to wonder how many more years left he's got in the Premier League, but good experienced head to come on here. Takes the captain's armband straight away off of Anderson as well. Anderson knocks the ball back to keeper Leno, who just shifts it out of his feet and moves on quickly to Cuenca, who had that goal disallowed in the second half. 79 minutes on the clock. Kearney gets his first touch and moves it out left to Sessegnon, and then Fulham decide to switch it over to the right hand side, and it's Anderson who takes over and finds Sander Berg, who's more central. And United happy to sit in their shape as Fulham work it over to the left hand side and come on to halfway. Ball directing towards Jimenez, headed away by Martinez, and Mainoo will bring it forward for Manchester United. Diogo Dalot on the right hand side finds Fernandez on halfway. Neat pass from him to Mainoo, and they connect together and feed Šeško. Šeško finds Mainoo. Fulham back in numbers now, and Man United happy just to keep possession midway inside the Fulham half. Mainoo clips it down the channel for Dalot to chase. Dalot will get to the byline, tries to cross the ball in. He has kept it in. Can only find Luke Shaw on the far side. Fulham pressing Manchester United and force them back towards halfway. Mainly just outside the centre circle, threads the ball forward towards Luke Shaw, and it's just too strong for the left back, and that'll bounce out of play. Good vision again from Kobbie Mainoo. Goal kick taken quickly by Fulham. Too quickly, in fact, as John Brooks asked them to retake it. Forward comes Tom Cairney, who finds Ryan Sessegnon on halfway, then gives it back to the Fulham captain. Fulham now work it over to the right hand side, and it's Lucky Manderson who will come forward. Tries to float a ball in towards Jimenez, who does find it in the box and takes it down and just managed to get his shot away, and it's been saved and behind by Senna Lomans. Harry Maguire just misjudging the cross, brought down on the chest by the Mexican, but it was just a slightly too strong a touch, and it rolled away from him. And Harry Maguire managed to put him under pressure that he couldn't get his shot away. Fulham still threatening here. 81 minutes gone. It's a corner on the far side. It's going to be Harry Wilson to deliver a left-footed outswinger, and it finds the head of Anderson, who's ended up heading it against his teammate. And it looked like it should be a goal kick, but a corner has been given. I think Sander Berger got the last touch there. Didn't know much about it. Anderson managed to get his head to the delivery. So we'll be reset, and it's Harry Wilson again, left arm raised in the air, delivers the outswinger. It's headed away by Manchester United this time. Doesn't beat the first man. And Bruno Fernandes can thump it long central. And then Bernd Leno comes out and has to concede the throw in on the left hand side. Adam Buemo bearing down on him. 82 minutes on the clock. Is there another twist in this game? Ugarte just inside the Fulham half. Plays the ball over to the left hand side where Martinez picks it up in the centre circle. He finds Kobbie Mainoo, who then spins towards the penalty area. Finds Sesko. His ball has been cut out by Kevin, and then Ryan Sessegnon can bring it away for Fulham. Ugarte biting at his heels to try and get the ball back, but Fulham do well to retain possession. It's now Sander Berger with space ahead of him, central area. Threads the ball through the back line for Jimenez, who gets into the box on the left hand side. Strong touch, and it's been saved by Senna Lomans. And in fact, John Brooks has given a penalty. There's a penalty and a yellow card for Harry Maguire, who went sliding in to try and stop the shots. And again, it will be checked by VAR, but Fulham had so much room on the left hand side. It was a heavy touch again from Jimenez. Jimenez poked it towards goal. It was saved by Lomans, but there was a last-ditched sliding tackle from Harry Maguire, and it's going to be a tight one. Maguire's pointing to his sock, which has been ripped, he feels, because the striker has stepped on his leg. But more VAR controversy in this game. Have Fulham got themselves a penalty? It's down the same end where the penalty was given in the first half and then was overturned. I feel like this could be one of the ones that the on-field decision probably will stand. And if it was the other way, if it wasn't given, it wouldn't be overturned. But if so, it will be Raul Jimenez. It is going to be given. So Raul Jimenez has the opportunity against Senna Lomans on the 84th minute. Lomans has faced one penalty in the Premier League so far this season, and it did go in. Jimenez with 5 Premier League goals. Incredibly straight run up from outside the area. Now steps to his left, comes forward, stutters a couple of times, steps up and then strikes it into the top left hand corner. It's a beautiful penalty from the Mexican, and Fulham do have their goal. He looks over to the away fans and pumps the sky with his fist. It's a 6th Premier League goal of the season for the experienced Mexican, 34 years of age now. His last goal was in the 2-1 win against rivals Chelsea in January. And he stopped about 3 times on that penalty run-up. As cool as you like, then found the top left-hand corner. It's a beautiful penalty. And Fulham, with 5 minutes plus a bit of added time, can they get themselves an equaliser? We're all set up for an absolute cracker of a finish here. Back underway, and the long ball from Manchester United into the Fulham area will give a throw in to Fulham. John Brooks just stopping the players. Michael Carrick wants to make another change. It's going to be Mazraoui coming on for Diego Dalot. So that'll be a straight swap. Mazraoui obviously back from AFCON after going deep into the competition with Morocco. And then Cuenca will come off for Fulham. And he will be replaced by another man who was at AFCON, Calvin Bassey. Obviously Mazraoui's Morocco falling in the final to Senegal. 86 minutes on the clock. Is there another goal in this game? Manchester United 2, Fulham 1, as Leno sends the ball high into the air up towards halfway, and Jimenez, the penalty scorer, wins the first knockdown, and Sanderberg will pick it up and find Iwobi. Forward comes Bassey, sprinting over halfway, the Nigerian centre-back. Finds Ryan Sessegnon. Ball in field to Sanderberg. Man United just retreating back into their defensive shape. Bassey takes over. Short sleeve and gloves combination for Calvin Bassey. Socks pulled right up over his knees. Forward comes Tom Kearney and plays it out to Iwobi on the left hand side. Iwobi just looking for a bit of movement ahead of him. Doesn't find any, so goes in field to Sanderberg, who takes it on to the centre circle. Plays it out right to Castagno, returns it back to the Norwegian. Tom Kearney takes over. Fulham only able to move it from side to side across the Manchester United area. Sessegnon now on the left-hand side finds a bit of space and delivers the ball into the box. It's half cleared by Harry Maguire, but Sessegnon gets it back, and Amad Diallo is forced to slash it away from inside the 6-yard area. A little bit of nerves in the Manchester United backline by the looks of things. Fulham coming on strong. Kearney, 45 yards out from goal. Finds Sanderberger outside him on the right hand side, and he looks to deliver it into the box. Doesn't beat the first man, but it's not really cleared by Manchester United. It is now hacked away by Bruno Fernandes, but there's no Manchester United players forward. So Bernd Leno pretty much on the halfway line retrieves possession and finds Alex Iwobi. Calvin Bassey now in the centre circle finds Sanderberger, who drills it forward to Harry Wilson. He plays it out first time to the right hand side for Anderson, who delivers a ball in towards the box, headed away by Mazraoui. Fulham retain possession with Sessegnon on the left hand side, who finds Iwobi and then Kevin. Iwobi takes over and plays it infield to Sanderberger. Delivered right to Anderson. Man United so deep at the moment. Can Fulham fashion a chance and potentially an equaliser here? Kearney clips the ball forward to Sessegnon in space, who tries to thread a ball through to Kevin, but it's well intercepted by Manchester United. But Sesco's the furthest man forward, who picks it up on the far side, wins the throw in halfway inside his own half, and gets a round of applause from the fans behind him. The Slovenian striker having to do quite a lot of defensive work since coming on. Did hit the post with his first touch. Could have made the game dead and buried, really. Mazraoui with the throw, knocks it forward, and it's headed away by Sesko. Ugarte then will send it forward over to the left hand side, and Buemo will fight Castagna for it, but really good defending from the Belgian fullback, who just heads it back to his keeper. As we tick ever closer to the magic 90 minutes, we're going to find out how many minutes of added time There will be quite a few after a couple of VAR checks and lengthy ones at that, as Mazraoui comes forward on the right hand side. Sessegnon goes to battle with him. And Fulham win the throw-in. It is 9 minutes of added time. Is there a final twist in this game? It's a game that probably deserves another goal. It's been enthralling from start to finish. Forward comes Kevin on the left-hand side and wins a throw-in off Mazraoui just inside the halfway line. Throw-in for Fulham. Big throw to the centre circle. Forward comes Tom Kearney. He's got Castagna outside him if he wants to use him. Instead he goes in field to Sander Berger. Berger plays it over to Bassi on the left. He plays it to Kevin, who's right out on the touchline, getting chalk on his boots. Threads the ball into Sessegnon, gets it back on the edge of the area, goes for a strike and bends it into the top corner. It's an absolute stunner from the Brazilian winger. We mentioned earlier he got a goal in the FA Cup game and how desperate he'll be to open his Premier League account, and he has now with an absolute beauty. And Fulham have come back from the brink. It's 2-2 on the 91st minute. Casemiro has his head in his hands on the bench. And Kevin from the far side just drifted infield onto his right foot on the corner of the box. And he's curled it absolutely beautifully into the top corner. Absolutely no chance for Senna Lomans. And wow, we are at parity. And you must say Fulham do deserve it. Sessegnon with the assist. Kevin with a beautifully curled strike, and he's sprinted fully across the pitch towards the away fans on that far side. And it's absolute delight for the Fulham side. And we had 9 minutes added on. We're going to get a little bit more now after the goal. Can either team go and win this? We hear all the time about the Premier League potentially being the greatest league in the world, and it certainly has been an absolute cracker here this afternoon. Kevin will remember that first Premier League goal for an incredibly long time. Absolute stunner. Is there a final opportunity for either side here? Sessegnon with the ball in the penalty area. Sends it long and forward. Headed back by Mazraoui. Man United retain possession. Martinez clips the ball out to the right hand side for Ahmad. Brings it down on his chest. Still plenty of time in this game as Bruno steps over and gets away from Bassi and sends the ball in towards Sesko. Picks it up on the penalty area. Curls it towards goal and he scores. Manchester United back in front. What a crazy game we've got here at Old Trafford. It's Manchester United 3, Fulham 2, and it's substitute Benjamin Šeško. His 5th Premier League goal of the season. And Fulham cannot believe it. Manchester United are back in front. And is Michael Carrick going to get these 3 Premier League wins in a row? Manchester United have probably stolen it at the death. Still 5 minutes on the clock. A 5-goal game in the Premier League. And has the Slovenian striker won it from the bench. It was a great build-up play from Bruno Fernandes. Stepped over the ball and it'll be another assist for the Manchester United captain. Such a calm finish. Great touch with his right foot and then bent it around Anderson into the top corner. Bernd Leno stood absolutely no chance. It's the 12th assist of the season for Bruno Fernandes. Incredible numbers from the Portuguese midfielder. In the 95th minute, it's Manchester United 3, Fulham 2. Incredible story here at Old Trafford. Casemiro seen on the bench, head in hands moments ago, now up hugging Mateus Cunha. Such a change of emotions. So it was 9 minutes added on. We've now had 2 goals in those 9 minutes. So time will be added on even further. And the Manchester United home support up and cheering once more. They thought they'd had it sorted at 2-0 up, and it went back to 2-2, now 3-2 up. And there's a defensive change for Michael Carrick as Yenny Loro's going to come on. So it's Yoro replacing Mbuemo. Marco Silva now cuts an incredibly frustrated figure on the edge of his technical area. Arms folded. Anderson brings the ball over halfway. We've got 3 minutes of the 9 still to play, but it's going to be even more time added on. Kevin on the left-hand side scored that wonder goal, and he thought he probably got his side a point. Incredibly different now as Bassi on halfway comes forward again, and Man United retreats as Sander Berge takes over. Plays it back to Bassi and then retrieves it once more. Tom Kearney under pressure from Fernandes. Manchester United pressing in numbers here as Ahmad tries to steal it off of Sander Berge and forces Fulham all the way back to Bernd Leno. 97 minutes on the clock. We are into 9 added minutes, but it's going to be more than that after 2 goals in injury time. 5-goal game in the Premier League. Ball on halfway with Sander Berge, who plays it over to Calvin Bassi. Bassi sends a long ball out towards the right hand side where Castagna can nod it on to Harry Wilson, whose touch is immaculate, and then finds Castagna again. Ball goes in field to Harry Wilson, clips into the back post, cleared away by Mazraoui. But Manchester United all back doing their defending. It's picked up by Calvin Bassi. Berge takes over in the centre circle. He finds Tom Kearney, threads the ball to Iwobi. Good tackle in there from Ugarte, and Manchester United would try and come away on the right hand side. Ahmad all on his own on halfway, running at Calvin Bassi, and will just try and eat up as much time as possible down towards the corner flag. But brilliant defending from the Nigerian, just to knock him off the ball, and he will come away. Forward come Fulham again now on this right hand side. Anderson finds Wilson. He then plays the ball down the line for Castagna. Castagna tries to deliver a ball in, but it's blocked away by Martinez. Throw into the home side. Throw in from Wilson, taken quickly, taken down by Sessegnon. Finds Castagna level with the edge of the area. Threads it to the Fulham left back, who tries to put the ball in, and that'll be another throw in for Fulham. Right down by the corner flag in front of the away supports. High fives in the Manchester United defence. They know they are close as we're on 98.5 minutes into 9 added on. Castagna will try and deliver a long throw right down by the corner flag. Forward he comes, and high and loopy, headed away by Ugarte. But the ball will be picked up on the halfway line by Harry Wilson. Absolutely everyone pinned inside the Manchester United box. Tom Kearney tries to spread a ball out to the left-hand side. It finds Kevin. Kevin threads it to Calvin Bassi, who's on the edge of the area. Man United trying to smuggle it away, but only as far as Raul Jimenez, who delivers a ball into the box. And Luke Shaw will let that bounce over his head, and that will be a goal kick to the home team. The 9 minutes are up, but of course we've got those 2 goals in this period of injury time, so more time to be added on here. Is that the end of the scoring? Senelon is taking as much time as he can. A good 30 seconds here as he then knocks his orange boots off against the post. Slowly walks forward and then delivers the kick forward over the halfway line. 99.5 minutes gone. We're going to see 100 in this game. Harry Wilson hooks the ball forward, Cleared away by Alessandro Martinez. Go out of play for a Fulham throw-in on halfway, right in front of Michael Carrick, as we do have 100 minutes on the clock. Still we play. Calvin Bassey inside his own half. Needs to try and get this ball forward quickly if they can. Sander Berge clips it out right to Castagna, who finds Harry Wilson, steps over it but won't find the target. Fulham do keep possession but now give it away with Bruno Fernandes. He runs out of room, so throw in just inside the Manchester United half. Taken quickly by Castagna, finds Tom Kearney, shrugs off Ahmad and drives into midfield. Under a bit of pressure now from Ugarte. Ugarte snapping at the heels of Tom Kearney, gives away a free kick. Still we play on. 101 minutes on the clock. Opportunity for Fulham to deliver this into the box. Plenty forward for Fulham as Tom Kearney, left-footed, steps up and delivers it in towards the back post. It's headed down by Berger but hacked away by Manchester United, picked up by Kevin and then plays out right towards Castagna. Still we play on. Castagna on the right hand side gets down towards the byline, tries to deliver the ball but it's blocked by Martinez, who then smashes it away right-footed, out of play for a throw into Fulham. Caught by Marco Silva, returned to Anderson and taken short. Referee just blows his whistle and stops the game because the throw-in was taken from the wrong place. And we start again as the clock creeps up towards 102 minutes. Ball back with Bernd Leno, rolls it out of his feet and sends it high towards the Manchester United box. Cleared away by Yoro, and there is the final whistle. 3 extra minutes of the 9 added on, and we've had an absolute thriller here at Old Trafford on the commentary hub. My name has been Matt Roberts. I hope you've enjoyed our coverage this afternoon. It all kicked off in the second half. It was 1-0 at half-time after Casemiro's header. Matheus Cunha fired Manchester United 2-0 into the lead with a right-footed strike from about 8 yards out after a brilliant through ball from Casemiro. Fulham thought they had their way back into the game on the 65th minute. Cuenca's goal was then disallowed for offside after Chukwueze was offside in the build-up. Fulham then did get a goal back through a penalty on the 85th minute through Raul Jimenez after he was brought down by Harry Maguire. Fulham thought they had equalised and got the point after a fantastic strike from Kevin in the 91st minute, the second half substitute, his first goal in the Premier League, and it was an absolute beauty with his right foot curling it away from Senna Lomans into the top corner. But Fulham only had parity for 2 minutes as Manchester United went up the other end in the 94th minute. Benjamin Šeško's 5th goal of the season after another assist from Bruno Fernandes, who takes his assist numbers up to 12 in the Premier League, and Manchester United got themselves across the line. It's 3 points for Manchester United and they go up into 4th place. But Fulham definitely played their part in this absolute classic here at Old Trafford. Thank you for joining us on the Commentary Hub. My name is Matt Roberts and I hope to see you again very shortly. Goodbye.